Welcome to Our Issues Birmingham. This is an entertainment show today. We have Bruce Ayers.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello, Bruce.
How you doing, buddy?
We call each other big brother, little brother,
brother.
because some have said there is some resemblance amongst us.
I don't know where they see it. I mean,
I think it's the hair.
The hair. We're Italian. You know, I mean, who knows? It's a beautiful thing.
So, did you get your name chopped up, Ayers?
No.
Was that something else, or was that your mother was Italian?
My mother was Italian. My family was from New Jersey and Newark, and
so that's why you talk like that.
It was Filippone, and Coppola was the Italian side of my family, and my father was Irish, and it was Ayers, but you know.
Here he is.
There he is.
So, Bruce has been in this city for as long as I can remember, as it relates to when I could get out and go to clubs.
Right.
And he is currently the owner of the comedy club Stardome in Hoover. Mm-hmm. But before that happened, he was over in Homewood, and even before that, you were somewhere else, I think, perhaps.
Well, we were going backwards.
Yeah, let's talk about the development of entertainment in this community.
Okay, from my perspective, and I moved to Birmingham in 1972.
Yeah, that's about the time I'm talking about.
In 1972, there wasn't a whole lot of clubs and entertainment. You know, there was the Cadillac Cafe.
I remember it. Brentwood's.
No, it wasn't there yet. And there was a Crazy Horse on Morris Avenue. Then around 1974, 75, Dugan's opened on South Side.
Stella Contos.
Stella, and then my buddy Don Lipscomb opened up the Cobblestone on Morris Avenue. And that's right when Morris Avenue was really starting to take off, where we had all those clubs.
That wine place.
We had the wine place. We had
Victoria
Charlie's across the street, Victoria Station. We had Charlie's, where Ona Watson used to play. We had the Mars House. So we had this great development of entertainment. It was the real entertainment district. And when it was going, it was awesome. That street would be full, people going from place to place.
Back in those days, there was a new band called Alabama that was playing at the end of Morris Avenue on a regular basis.
They were.
And I don't think they were called that then, maybe.
No, they were called Alabama, and I have an Alabama story to tell you later, but they were playing down there. Tommy Charles used to do a show down there. You know, for happy hour.
It was a big crowd.
So it was, back in those days, it was really awesome. But then, unfortunately, there was a murder down there. And it really soured everything on Morris Avenue, and it killed it, what it did. But then all of the activity moved to Southside. And my buddy, a guy named Roland Sherman, I don't know if you remember Roland.
Joe Bar.
Roland opened up Joe Bar. Roland was from New York. He was a photographer. I mean, he was an awesome, he's probably still alive, I don't know, but awesome guy. And they started Joe Bar. Had a little jazz in there, and it was so cool. It was tiny and it was cool, but then Dugan's and that whole area started really rocking.
That is where, yes, regretfully, the Waffle House is now. Joe Bar. It's very sacrilegious.
But it was really cool. And then around that time in 1978, a bunch of guys who were hockey players opened up one of the first discos called Brentwood's. And that's where I was working. And then across the street was the California Club. David Gall had that.
I'm having some flashbacks.
Well, you know, when it all started with Saturday Night Fever, and back then with the baby boomers, as you remember, there were so many of us. And everybody went out. There were so many nightclubs back in the late 70s. If you just think...
Cadillac Cafe,
but you had Casa Tampico, you had Flanagan's, you had... there was discos all over because everybody was going out. It was probably the heyday
of Donna Summer.
Right, Last Dance.
We had Bells going on too downtown. Bell Watlings, you remember that?
Yes, where it was lower. I mean, there were lots of gay bars. There was lots of every different type of bar. So back in those days, we'd like to say it was the heyday of nightclub business because there were so many people going in.
Uh-huh. And then music, like we know today, wasn't so much of an event back then. I mean, there were
Right.
concerts, but when I was that age, during that time frame, I would have to drive to Atlanta
Right.
or Orlando or somewhere to hear a band
Right.
that would never come to Birmingham.
Well, let's talk about that coming up, about how all that happened and how we got put on the map
In the music industry?
in the music industry.
All right, don't leave me. We'll get there in just a second. This is Our Issues Birmingham. We're talking with Bruce Ayers about the development of entertainment in the city of Birmingham and how we got where we are now. Don't go away. We'll be right back.